Hello everyone. On this channel, I feel that information about what is happening in China is often not correctly conveyed to countries other than China, so I will be disseminating the information I have gathered in English. I'm getting information from multiple media, so I'd be happy if you could comment on the content of the video. Also, English is not my native language, so I use an AI speaker to create the voice to convey the information correctly. A little while ago, it was reported that the unit that maintains public order at the very end of the Chinese Communist Party is a violent group of people who are unconcerned about using violence. When violence becomes normal, it is a brutal force that cannot be distinguished from anti-social forces. This is the Terminal Security Force, called Jiaqin in Chinese. It is very notorious for its obvious and visible bullying. True evil is not visible to the naked eye, and rather than being directly involved in it, it gives a certain amount of authority to temporary hired people to carry out violent and sabotage activities. And the Chinese Communist Party leaves whatever the party members at the end do. Even if they do whatever they want, they won't crack down, and in the first place, the CCP's upper management has been promoted through the same career. So there is a fundamental awareness that the Chinese Communist Party is that kind of organization. If you let them do whatever they want, they will start committing obvious crimes such as underground casinos and murders, and the local CCP is rotten. There are organizations that manage local organizations, and sometimes they come to crush areas that have gone too far. The Chinese Communist Party crushing the Chinese Communist Party is cutting off the lizard's tail. This is the system of the Chinese Communist Party. Of course, there may be some good Communist Party members in the organization, but it is only an evil organization because the organizational structure of the party is permeated with evil. Externally, however, the party survives by squashing exceptions, with the exception of Communist Party members who are doing bad things in certain areas. In March 2022, anti-social forces were exposed in the province of Shanxi. It was a massive raid. 42% of the captured anti-social forces were members of the Communist Party. When I first visited China, the Chinese media reported that Communist Party officials had been exposed, and that Communist Party members had done bad things. The information surprised me. The fact that the government is doing bad things is completely covered up in places like North Korea. China's attitude is to release information rather than hide it. The Communist Party does not advertise that it will never do bad things. This is because the trend is that no one will believe you anymore even if you advertise that you have done absolutely nothing wrong. The method devised by the Chinese Communist Party is that there are good people and bad people in the Communist Party, and the Central Communist Party government is good people. Since there are bad party members in the local areas, we are creating a flow in which good people in the upper echelons will punish bad Communist Party members if they find them. In order to create this trend, we are creating and disseminating as many stories as we do in anti-Japanese dramas. This is not just a story, but a system that the Central Communist government will do something about it if you come to Beijing and report wrongdoings in local areas. Whether or not to punish them even if they complain is a political issue, so we don't necessarily respond. This system is pre-construction. Even if you complain to the police that the local communist government where you live is an anti-social force, the police will not respond because they are also the Communist Party. I have no choice but to go to Beijing and make a direct appeal, but this direct appeal is a right that is clearly stated in the Chinese constitution. There are two main types of direct complaints in Beijing to exercise rights. One is pressure when the person who appealed directly returns to his hometown. Speaking of the police, it is usually an organization that catches bad people, but those who are doing bad things are making a police system together. In other words, even if the Central Communist Party contacts us to confirm the facts, we will report that there is no such fact because the police and local governments are complicit in wrongdoing. As the Communist Party as a whole, what happens in local areas should be handled locally. And even if the local Communist Party is doing bad things as an organization, there is a common understanding that it is natural. It is no exaggeration to say that the ruling class of China has been in the same state since the time when the country was built with the same idea as the current system. If local governments are doing bad things and become conspicuous, they will be crushed as part of the central government's propaganda activities. Conversely, inconspicuous evil deeds will not be crushed. By the way, Shanxi is an inland land, and it is thought that it is an area where the way of Chinese rule has remained deeply rooted since ancient times. In China today, commercial areas facing the sea, such as Shanghai, are thriving, but coastal areas are an exception. Traditional Chinese regimes are all landlocked. That's all for now. See you next time.